All right, we are back working on the boat. Winter definitely made it a little difficult to get out here and get stuff done on it, but now that the weather's starting to break, I definitely want to get a quick jump on this. Hopefully get things finished up, that way we can actually enjoy it for the summertime this year. So it's been sitting for a while. I actually had it running last week. Just wanted to make sure everything was good with it still. So the goal for today, we're going to start doing some of that cosmetic work that still remains to finish up here. So obviously we got to get a new bottom coat going on the boat. Everything's starting to flake off. So that's going to be the plan for today. I don't know how we're going to get underneath the bunks. I haven't figured that out yet. I obviously don't have a lift to put it up on, or put it up on like cinder blocks or anything, so we're gonna need to figure that out. I might have to jack it up with like a car jack and just kind of prop it up and paint underneath it real quick, but not sure how we're gonna get to that yet. But we're gonna get majority of it done today. That way we can worry about that a little bit later. A couple things we need to do before we go ahead and start painting. I gotta clean this edge up a little bit, so I don't know if you can see there, it's got some of the paint's chipped away, so we're gonna end up cleaning that up a little bit. And then I want to degrease the back side of the boat where the outdrive is, and with that way we can paint everything under there. That's pretty messy down there. We'll get this all degreased and cleaned off, so that way we can get all this painted up. Those parts should be pretty easy. The hardest part again is just gonna be underneath those bunks. So as you remember, we do have the paint and stuff already. We're gonna be using this Rust-Oleum boat bottom. So I got that already. We got the tape. We'll tape off the line for it. This is that same fairing compound we used on the floor. So I'm not even sure if we're gonna actually use that or not. I might use that stuff to kind of round out this edge, but I might just hit this with the sander and see if it'll work without it. But we have that stuff as an option. And then just some degreaser. We'll spray that on the back side of the boat, let that sit, and hopefully get any oils and residue off the back of it from all the work that happened back there. So we'll set the camera up. We're gonna be bouncing around all over the place, and I honestly don't even think we're gonna be able to finish it in this video, but at least we'll get it started, get majority of it done, and then we'll go from there. All right, we just got this front edge all cleaned up. Really wasn't too bad. Just hit it with some 120 grit just to kind of knock down a good chunk of it, and then smooth it off with 220. So got that all good now. There is a little bit of a notch right here, but it's really not that bad. Just looks bad on camera. The rest of these chips, they look like they're really hard cuts, but it's really just where the paint flaked off. This one I might hit a little bit. But look down the rest of this side, everything else looks good. I'm not going real crazy with sanding this down. Everything I've looked at just said to just paint over it, so I'm really just trying to hit down anything that's pretty bad or pretty significantly chipped. So we'll hit this little bit right here, and then we'll start taping everything off. just wrapped up all of the paint, so completely underestimated how much paint we're gonna need. I ended up getting a quart originally, but we ended up needing to go get a whole nother gallon can. So we got everything down there that we can at least get to now with it on the trailer. Obviously the bunks underneath there still need to be painted, so I need to figure out a way to lift the trailer up, or lift the boat up off of the trailer, so that way we can get to it. Haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna do that yet, but I'm gonna probably just do that off camera, just so I can get that knocked out. But other than that, everything else under there is done. All we gotta do now is just kind of peel off the paint line, or peel off the tape line. Paint looks a little blotchy in some spots. It's just because some of the spots are still a little bit wet. Other spots are already dried up, but came out pretty good though. We got everything painted, everything's done. While I was underneath, I was able to get a good look at the bunks on this trailer too. Looks like maybe some of the bolts are rusted, but wood seems to be in pretty good shape. Carpet looks like it might be a little ripped on the top, so maybe we'll have to get some new carpet for it. But we definitely are gonna have to get this up off of the trailer so we can paint underneath it. Got plenty of paint left still, so that shouldn't be a problem. But I'm gonna peel this tape line off, and we'll look at the edges. All right, not too bad. So this is hidden underneath this lip, so when you sit at normal height and you're looking down, you can't see the edge of it at all. And then obviously it's curved too, so it's super hard to get the paint on there, the tape on there straight. So I mean, there's some imperfections, but again, it's all hidden underneath this rail, and this is all gonna be underwater anyway, so not that big of a deal. Overall though, came out pretty good. That came out really nice. The tape line held up really well. Sweet. That already made the boat look so much better. As for back here, I don't know. I want to paint this whole outdrive, but I'm not taking it off again. I'm gonna just paint it on here. I just need to figure out what the best thing is to do to paint that. So I'll look up some videos online, see what I can find out, but definitely want to clean this up. I started to paint the main piece that bolts to the transom, at least that part, to kind of clean it up a little bit, but we'll take a look at the metal. I want to clean it up so that way it looks nice, but obviously I'm not going to use the same coat as the bottom paint of the boat. And then I still need to touch up a little bit underneath down there where the drain plug goes. And then after that, probably in the next video, we'll start hitting the gel coat. The whole boat really needs to be like polished, but I don't think I'm gonna do the whole thing. I honestly think I'm gonna cheat and just do the colored stripe down the side. You can see it's supposed to be much darker, but it just needs to be polished. And then we do have a little bit of cleanup work we got to do up here on the bow of it. It's got a bunch of these chips and cracks. I don't know how good of a painter I'll be with gel coat, but I'm worried I'll go to touch it up and it won't match and it'll be very noticeable, but we'll see. I'll watch some videos on that too, make sure it's something that I can do on my own. But I think that's going to be a wrap for this video. Appreciate all the support. Stay tuned for the next video. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button.